Sonus Music Festival package breakdown. I attended Sonus Music Festival. It is a 5-day house and techno festival in Croatia, and I booked a package through their official website. And within my package, I got my ticket, I got my accommodation, I got my airport transfer, and I also got a festival shuttle. I'm gonna go over the cost of each one of these, what they entail, what they come with, and if I recommend you to get a package for when you attend Sonus. Within my package, I got a VIP ticket. That ticket cost 359 euros and that converted to 432 USD. Now I've already made a video on VIP versus GA at Sonus and what I recommend you get, so go ahead and watch that video for a full explanation and breakdown of a VIP ticket. And now just to preface, I got my ticket at tier 3, so you could get a VIP ticket for a little bit cheaper if you purchase on tier 1 or tier 2, but a tier 3 ticket cost me $432 within my package. I also booked my accommodation through the package, and they have all sorts of accommodations. They have hotels, they have hostels, they have apartments. I'm a hotel girly through and through. I don't camp. If you're not new to this channel, you already know that I am not a camper. I don't do hostels. I don't even like Airbnb, so an apartment was not an option for me either. I wanted to go the hotel route, and the package offers 3 different hotels. I went with the official Sonus hotel. I've already filmed a walking tour of that as well, so go ahead and check that out. I went with that because I wanted to see it. The official Sonus hotel, like what did that entail? That hotel was for 3 people. We got a 1 room, a sea view that slept 3. So that booking was for 7 nights total. We were supposed to check in Saturday and then check out the following Saturday. So for the cost of a 7-night stay at the official Sonus hotel was 2,439 euros, and that converted to 2,857 USD. So that 2,857 USD divided by 3 people, that came out to $952 for my share of the accommodation. Now, I say we were supposed to check in Saturday. We didn't actually check in till Sunday because unfortunately we got stuck in Frankfurt, where our layover was to come over to Croatia. We got stuck in Germany before coming to Croatia. Unfortunately, our flight was canceled for the evening and we couldn't get on another flight until Sunday morning. I'm gonna come back to that because a few more things come up in that. Also in our stay includes breakfast, beautiful and delicious breakfast buffet. Amazing. I also booked a airport transfer. So there are 2 main airports that can get you down to Novalja. That is where the festival is held. So if you are flying into Croatia, you can either fly into Split, which is a huge city. That's where I feel like a lot of people know of Split. So that's where I wanted to fly in from. I was coming from the United States. It made more sense to fly into Split. And the other one is Zadar. I was supposed to fly into Split originally. Split to Novalja is a 3.5-hour drive. From Zadar to Novalja, it is a 1.5-hour drive. So the airport transfer is crucial. If you don't have that, I don't know how you're getting down there. It is recommended to get the airport transfer. I originally bought a round trip from Split to Novalja and then Novalja back to Split. It is 59 euros each way, which comes out to 69 USD. So for a round trip, I spent 138 USD for the airport transfer from Split to Novalja, Novalja back to Split. Unfortunately, because my flight was canceled Saturday, I didn't make that Saturday airport transfer. I had to buy another airport transfer for Sunday. Sonus does not do any transfers, refunds under any circumstances. And I'm gonna show you guys the thread because when I realized like my flight was either gonna be delayed or canceled, I was emailing them. They contacted me via WhatsApp and they were saying like, no, we can't give you a refund. And it says it all over their website, like they're not responsible for delays or cancellations. And if you don't make your shuttle time, you're gonna have to pay to get on the next shuttle. There's no refunds, there's no transfers, there's nothing like that. So just keep that in mind. When you are flying in, make sure you give yourself a big enough window to account for when you're gonna get on that shuttle. Unfortunately, you can't stop cancellations from happening, but you can maybe try to prevent a delay from happening, because if you don't make your shuttle time, you're gonna have to buy another ticket. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it, because that's exactly what happened to me. So just keep that in mind. When I could get a flight out on Sunday, I flew out from Frankfurt into Zadar, because that's just what worked better, and getting there at a decent time, so I had to buy another ticket. Now, the tickets at Zadar are a little bit cheaper just because it's closer. So that ticket was 35 euros, so it came out to 41 USD. I lost out on that first transfer from Split to Novalia. Lost out, just lost the money. Had to buy another one from Zadar to Split, so spent another $41. Everything went fine when we were able to go back. So the 69 USD that I spent to get from Novalia back to Split wasn't wasted, because I was able to get on that 3.5 hour drive to get back to the city. Now, I also want to say, because there is no refunds or anything like that, the group lost out on a one-night hotel stay. If we were supposed to check in Saturday, we didn't because our flight was canceled. We had to check in Sunday. They still held a reservation. I was calling them, letting them know, hey, my flight's canceled, we're coming tomorrow, but they couldn't do anything about a refund or anything like that. Technically lost out on that money as well. I'm gonna come back to that at the very end of this video. I also got a festival shuttle. So the festival shuttle makes different stops around Novalia, and where the festival stop was, it was about a 7-minute walk from our hotel. So it was perfect. We got a 5-day shuttle pass, and that came out to 45 euros, which is 53 USD. And I'm saying everything in euros first because that is how everything came through on my receipt. This is a European festival, so everything comes out in euros first. So I had to go through, write everything down, and then convert everything. So my package grand total cost me $1,616. So that includes my airport transfers, my VIP ticket, my official Sonus hotel, and my festival shuttle. So that's a pretty damn good deal for all of that. Now, you can get much cheaper packages. If you're flying in to and from Zadar, you could save a little money there. You also don't have to stay in the official Sonus hotel. That was a little bit more money just because I got a sea view. We had a third person in our room, so that made it add up, but there are a little bit more affordable hotels. Also, I think a lot of the apartments were a lot cheaper too. So there are ways to save money. You also don't have to get a VIP ticket, even though you should watch my VIP video to see if you should, because I enjoyed VIP. So even though my package cost me 1,616 USD, it's not necessarily going to cost you that. But overall, I do recommend the package, because how the hell am I going to get to Novalia from Zadar or Split? Those Ubers, we looked at it. Like, if we had to take an Uber from Split, at that point, like, our flight was delayed, not necessarily canceled, we were looking at 400, 500 euros. So that would have been $600. It would be a lot cheaper for coming from Zadar, but I'm like, I don't know how else to get down there. That's a 3.5 hour or 1.5 hour drive. So airport transfer is a necessity for this. I like taking the guesswork out of things, not having to like do my own research on hotels or apartments and everything like that. Like, I went with the recommended ones on the sites. It was nice. The hotel we picked was a 7-minute stop from the shuttle. I also like the shuttles, just having that come and pick us up. Now, if you wanted to Uber, I guess just depending on where you are in Novalia, like from our hotel, we did have to Uber day one because you pick up your wristband and your shuttle pass on site. There's no other way around that. So we did have to Uber day one to get to the festival to pick up all of our credentials. But even then, it was like 13 euros. So what, 15, 16 USD. So not terrible. But if you're coming and going every day, like just get the shuttle pass for $53 for the whole thing. And the cool thing about Sonus is that you can come in and out of the venue. There's technically re-entry, and I explained all of this in my venue tour, why you can come in and out. During daytime, the shuttles run every hour on the top of the hour, so keep that in mind. 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 5 o'clock, whatever. And then at nighttime, they run every 30 minutes. So that was the only thing, like you just have to plan your time to get to the festival around the shuttle time, so it's not continuously running, but running every 30 minutes to an hour, not bad at all. Also with the package, you book your confirmation. They don't explain to you when you're gonna get all of the information, so I'm explaining that to you now. I emailed them maybe 2 weeks out from the festival. I was like, hey, I haven't gotten anything. Is it coming, or is everything gonna happen at the airport? And they responded back saying like, you'll get all of the information within a week of the festival. And I did, so that was great. They send you an email with everything. QR codes for your shuttle pass, for your airport transfers, for your wristband confirmation of the hotel, and a full detailed explanation of what to expect, how to check in, where the bus stops are, maps of where to go from the airport to the places, like just a very detailed explanation of everything and how the package works and all of that. So I appreciate that. And they are very responsive too. Like every time I emailed them, I would get a response back within a few hours. And even with that whole shuttle fiasco, like it's annoying that I didn't get a refund. They weren't willing to make an exception or anything, especially because I was being so communicative with them. They were still just so responsive, and they were like, hey, we're trying to do what we can. We'll try to hold the shuttle, but we can't, you know, this, that, and the other. So even though I couldn't get a refund or whatever, it's still okay. Like the travel support team is phenomenal. They are on top of it. They are working and getting things quick. So overall, I really enjoyed the package experience. So I absolutely recommend it. What happened to me is unfortunate. Like you can't plan for canceled flights. Obviously, nobody wants to go and deal with a canceled flight. So even though Sonus did not give me any type of refund or be able to transfer my shuttle ticket from one day to the next, like under any circumstances, I'm glad I purchased travel insurance before I went. I mentioned a few times, like we're gonna get back to me losing out on money. Purchase travel insurance because it handles instances like this for when your flight is canceled and you lose out on a night of a hotel stay. Or in my case, like having to buy another ticket, and since Sonus can't reimburse me, I'm gonna get these costs reimbursed through my travel insurance. So I used Faye travel insurance. It cost me $175 because like my trip was pretty big. Like I didn't just book it off my Croatia stay, like I was in Europe for 2 weeks. So that's probably why it was a little bit more expensive than if I was just booking it for Sonus. But I kept all of my documentation for why my flight was canceled, all the communication with Sonus saying like they're not going to give me a refund, and all of the expenses that I had to incur and prepaid expenses. So I submitted a claim to get a refund for one night stay in a hotel, for the lost shuttle transfer, for the additional shuttle transfer that I had to buy, and I'm going to get my money back for it. So that is the importance of travel insurance, because you just never know what is going to happen. I usually always buy travel insurance, but this is the first time I've ever had to use it. So keep that in mind, because unfortunate things happen, but you want to be protected and get some of your coin back. Like, yes, I spent $175 to pay for the insurance, but the total lost expenses from that flight cancellation was $560. Take out the $175 you spent, and I'm still getting back more than losing out on the total $560. Just throwing that little travel insurance tip in there. But overall, I liked the Sonus package, everything that it comes with. And you don't have to get all of those things. Like, you choose what you want. If you just want a ticket and accommodation, cool, because you live in Croatia and you can drive yourself down there, amazing. Or if you have a car, you don't need the festival shuttle. Like, this is all built to your specifications. I got everything that it offered. The accommodation, the ticket, the airport transfer, and the festival shuttle, and loved it. Coming from the United States, I needed all the help that I could get. So highly recommend a Sonus package. And remember, you can get it a lot cheaper than $1,616, but if you want to take it all the way, because I really liked the hotel experience as well. So thank you guys for watching. A few more videos to come in this Sonus series, and I'll see you guys in the next video.